Hi, today we are going to see the 83rd Sthothram. Samaavarto-anivrittaatmaa durjayo durati-kramah durlabho durgamo durgo duraavaaso duraarihaa. First one is Samaavartah. Varta means to turn. So, Samaavartah means turn in a correct way. Samam means equally. So, treat equally. So, Bhagavan is turning efficiently the wheel of life. That's why he is called Samaavartah. So he is not only turning the wheel of life, he is also controlling the wheel of death. And in the samsar, Bhagavan is constantly churned by law to see who can be rewarded with moksha. And Bhagavan is not only creating the law, not only following the law, not only he is doing according to the law, he is also the law giver. And he shows us how to follow the laws in different avatarams. That's why Sri Narayana Bhagavan is called Samaavartah. Varta means to turn, Sama means to equally consider all the beings and turning their life of turning the wheel of life and death. Next one is Nivrittaatmaa. Nivrittaatmaa means we also say Nivrittaatmaa. So Nivrittaatmaa means soul. Nivritam means the satisfaction. So the soul should be satisfied. The mind should be satisfied. That's why we always say that peace of mind. We should be blessed with peace of mind. So the mind is always turning away from all the different five senses. This is because of the Maya. So in the Mundaka Upanishad, this can be explained by two birds. And those two birds are very good friends. They are on the same tree. One of the bird eats the fruit of the tree with relish. But the other bird looks on the first bird without eating. So we are the first bird eating the fruit of the tree with relish. And Bhagavan, who is there inside us as Atma, is looking us. He is not eating, but he is guiding us. That's why Nivrittaatmaa means who is responsible for our actions, who is making us do the good things. And he never turns away from anything. He enters into everything because he is the soul of everything. And he is in every being as self, as Narayana. That's why he is called Nivrittaatmaa. That means he is giving satisfaction to all the Atma by giving moksha when they are following the Dharma. Next one. Dur-jayah. Dur-jayah means, Jaya means winning. Dur means it is tough. So, Bhagavan cannot be easily win by others or never can be won with Bhagavan. So, nobody can win against Bhagavan. That is Dur-jayah, that is invincible. So, Bhagavan cannot be conquered by anyone else. That's why when the time passes towards the end, lots of evolution happens and the everything changes, but only thing that never changes is the goal. It may be in different way, but we all have the same goal. That is the moksha. And we are pushing ourselves to be the part of Bhagavan again. We came from Bhagavan, we are going back to Bhagavan. So Bhagavan always wins the battle of getting back us, all the beings, towards him. Maybe we feel that he is losing battle, but at the end, he is winning all our heart. That's why he is called Dur-jayah. It is difficult, or it is not possible to win against Bhagavan. Next one is Durati. Durati-kramah. Durati-kramah means it's difficult. That means Durati-kramah. Krama means it is a specific sequence or in a specific way. Kramam, you have an step-by-step order. Durati-kramam. Durati means it is difficult. There is an order for Bhagavan to execute, and it is not possible for anyone to come against it, because the final and absolute destination is Bhagavan. So it has a process, or it has an order of creation, then sustenance, then we have the destruction, and that destruction will be good, and these beings are going back again to Bhagavan. That is the way. So there is no way we can cut down that sequence, or we can change that sequence. So Bhagavan is to be obeyed in one way or other. Consciously or unconsciously, we are obeying the Bhagavan. The only way is truth. So in the observation of the world, there is no object or no being that is disobeying the Bhagavan. So we unknowingly are following the rules of Bhagavan. There is a Kathopanishad, there it says that the fear of Bhagavan is such that the fire burns by itself, the sun shines by itself, the Indra, he is ruling by himself in a correct way, and Vayu, the Lord, the wind, it is following its own way, and finally the Lord of death, he is doing his action. But let me tell you, fire, Agni, Suryan, Indran, Vayu, then only comes the Yama Bhagavan, that is the Lord of Death. So only the fifth Bhagavan is Lord of Death. We all think that death has more power. Whenever we think of death, we feel fear. So there is nothing to be feared. So we all think that we have a long, very long life. So that's why we always postpone our things for tomorrow. Because I have a long life, I can do it tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or next year. But what we have to think is, there is nothing to be counted unless Bhagavan knows. So we cannot count that we have a long years of 110 years. We cannot predict it. We can just hope our years. So what we have to do is, we should do our karma now, not today or not tomorrow. We should do it now. If you have something to do it now, if you have someone to call and talk, you have to do it right now. We should not postpone it. We should not think that we have a very long yes, we will remember and we will do things. No, when you have to do something now, we have to do it at that moment. So that's why when we know our death time, we will be so much in fear, and we will have lot of things to do, that list. But what we are doing is, we are not thinking of the death. So as we enjoy life, we should also foresee our death also. We should also do our duty now. If you have to call your parents and talk to them, let it be tomorrow. No, we have to call it now, and just one word is more than enough. That will be our dharma. They took care of us from the time we were born. The same way we have to at least ask them. That is one way. We should not postpone things. So, Bhagavan Dur-Kramah. This krama can be also said that Dur-Kramah. Dur-Kramah means going beyond. No one can go beyond the range of Bhagavan. So, the final and absolute destination is Bhagavan. There is nothing to go beyond that. That's why Durati-kramah. Durati means Dur-Kramah means no one can go beyond that. So, Bhagavan is the ultimate destination. Next one, Dur-Labhah. Labha means obtain. Dur-Labhah means difficult. Difficult to obtain. Bhagavan is actually very easy to obtain if you follow dharma. But if you are a person who are first thinking of how to attain Bhagavan, there is a lot to do before going towards Bhagavan. That means we have to do effort, consummate effort. That means constant effort. For the final destination, we have to evolve. There has to be a lot of evolution that should happen inside us. We should not just all of a sudden, all in one day, we cannot convert ourselves. It takes time for us to change. It takes time for our mind to accept, our intellect to accept, and for our actions to be done, because we are not used to that. So there should be a routine that should be started from the beginning, and the spiritual perfection should be done with experience and effort, and it can be obtained by slow evolution. So we should be patience to go towards it. But once you start, it will be difficult, but slowly when you get into that routine, it will give you lot of happiness. So the Bhagavan from inside will give you motivation to continue it. Then slowly you will get used to it. Then you will feel that happiness and you will continue and reach the Bhagavan. So for that, what all things we have to do? One is selfless, not thinking too much of ourselves. 2, dedicated service. You can do service, but it should not be something that we are to do it for popularity. It should be dedicated service. Third one is deep and individual devotion. That true devotion should be there with Bhagavan. Next one is we should have the sincere and serious study of script. That is, we should know what we are doing. We should first understand Bhagavan before doing anything. Next one is learn to remove mind from all world's preoccupation. We are totally distracted in lot of ways. When someone does that, we are tempted to do that. Even if we like it or not, why shouldn't I try that? If it is a good thing, it is always welcoming to do good things. But something that is not required, we also try that. So it is not required. So we should have a specific mind to think what I should do and what I should not. We should not follow any other person blindly. Next one is finally realize divine godhood. We should realize that Bhagavan is divine. We should not simply accuse anything before knowing what it is. So we should keep on ask question without learning about it. Once you learn, automatically you are casting all the questions and doubts will be answered. That is, Bhagavan is Dur-Labhah. It is not that easy to attain the Bhagavan. You have to work for it. That's why he's called Dur-Labhah. Next one is Dur-Gamah. Gama means going forwards or goal. Gamana means walking towards, reach in some place. Dur means it is difficult to reach the Bhagavan. We have to keep walking towards it. That means extreme meditative ability is required in devoted heart so that you can reach the Bhagavan. It is a self-development process. We are developing ourselves. We are maturing ourselves, our mind, our not only the body, not only the brain, not only our actions should be matured. Even we should get matured with the mind. Mind means our spiritual also should be matured as we get aged. So when we act something, our actions should show the maturity of the mind. So that patience, and we should have a specific script or book or something that we should learn about Bhagavan. How we should learn the qualities of Bhagavan. We should learn why the Bhagavan is so much preached. We should have some teacher. If you don't have any teacher, you can just learn from that and just make sure that you are devoting that teacher sthanam to Bhagavan. You can consider Bhagavan as the teacher and learn something. And in the slowly sadhana. Sadhana means to achieve something. That power of achievement should start from the mind. And you should have a proper guidance and inspiration. Guidance means a proper script that guide you to the specific answer to the question. For example, for the Vishnu Sahasranamam, you should have that script in front of you. Different namams, different slokas, everything that you should have the script in front, you should have the words so that you can read to it. We should have an inspiration to have a mind to follow it. Going forward, you will feel that kind light that is guiding you. We will always think of the candle or torch that guides you to the 10 or 15 yards. But we should always have a thought of going forward far away, more than that. For that, Bhagavan will come and guide us. He will march us forward and he will illuminate the whole path for 1 to 2 miles rather than 10 to 15 yards. So the only thing we should have that dedicated mind. Next one is Durga. Durga means fortress. So it is a kota. That means it is not easy to storm into. It is fully, on the four sides, it is covered with a fortress. And it is not easy to enter it. So we have lot of matters that is making us deviate from our path. So we should first control the matters. Next one is objects of fascination. Our fascination keeps on changing. Our mind, when we think that we have to follow the spiritual path, there will be lot of other fascinating things that is attracting us, that is taking us from this way. So first what we should do is, we should attract our attention from those fascinating things to here. We should fix our mind that those are temporary. The only permanent thing is Bhagavan's path. And we are distracted by their joy content. Their joy is temporary. But we will think that that is the ultimate one and we go for it. But the mighty Maya, which is seducing the power of us from this path, we should cross over that position. It is very difficult. We always think that, okay, a get together is coming, one party is coming, but we at the same time we have one puja that should be performed. It is only 10-minute puja. The party is 2 hours. So how will we choose party? Lots of friends, lots of interaction, lot of communication, lot of stress-free, lot of relaxation. So we go for it. It is only 10 minutes. I can do it later, but that later will never come. We will keep postponing. So what happens? We have to choose a way such that we have to decide which is temporary, which is permanent. We only for 10 minutes, we can spend it this way. You can finish it off, then you can join the party. It is not that much loss if you not attend the party for 1 hour. But it is a great benefit if we attend the 10 minutes, the puja, that spiritual, that stern of determination should be there. Whatever happens, I will complete it and go. And also that is very rare to find because our decision keeps changing. We should be courageous enough to say others that I am doing this, I am doing puja. There is nothing bad about it or nothing low. Okay, I cannot attend this because I have a puja to perform, then I will come and attend. And you should be really blessed to think that. And it is very difficult for Bhagavan to be perceived in our sense. It is very difficult to imagine in the mind. And it is very difficult to think by our thought. Only after a certain level, we can all do this. So the only source to realize all this is the truth. So we have to see it in the heart. We have to focus on the heart because Bhagavan stays as a soul in our heart. We do not go anywhere in search of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is within us. We keep searching Bhagavan everywhere outside. But we don't learn that our Bhagavan is inside. Our mind is Bhagavan. Just worship our mind, our soul. Give exercise to the soul as we give exercise to our body. Next one is duraavaaso. Duraavaaso. Vaso means the place where we live. Dura means it is difficult to find the permanent place that we live. We keep on changing the house. If we get better job, we change. Before our kids study, we change. When they get married, we get a chance, we keep changing our location. So the permanent location, that Bhagavan's Vaikuntham, it is not that easy to get. It is not easy to get the moksham. What happens? We have to follow the path of dharma. If you don't follow that path, we will keep getting janmas. Then only we reach that Bhagavan's vasam. That is duraavaaso. Next one is duraarihaa. Duraarihaa means there is the place where we wish to stay. That is Bhagavan's heart, where Lakshmi Devi is there. Lakshmi Devi is giving support to Bhagavan, giving all the fortunes, and every good things that is happening is because of the Lakshmi Devi. That's why we always say that the god of wealth is Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi not only gives the money, not only gives the property, not only gives the everything that we want, but Lakshmi Devi also blesses with all what we require. That is the punyam. That is the thing that we need to survive. The annam or the food we eat, that is also Lakshmi Devi. That's why we always say that whatever difficulty we have, whatever sad mood we have, we should not show it in our food. We should not get angry in our food because that is Lakshmi Devi. We should give respect to the food. So annam has a very big value. So duraarihaa means it is very difficult to get that place. That's why it's called duraarihaa. So we will be seeing 600 and so we saw the names: Samaavartah, Nivrittaatmaa, Dur-jayah, Durati-kramah, Dur-Labhah, Dur-Gamah, Dur-Gah, duraavaaso, duraarihaa. So we will be reaching 781st Namam of Vishnu Bhagavan. Samaavarto-anivrittaatmaa. We can also say that Samaavarto-anivrittaatmaa or Nivrittaatmaa. So usually when you say together, it comes like that. Samaavarto-anivrittaatmaa, durjayo durati-kramah, durlabho durgamo durgo, duraavaaso duraarihaa.